You may think what I'm about to play is really weird, and you may have very, very emotional objections to it, but I really have a semblance of peace to this music. It's a beautiful music, it's a beautiful ambience. The message is pure, and I've experienced this in lots of countries which I've travelled to, and I've heard it 5 times a day, at dawn, throughout the day, and at dusk. And I've often asked people, what are they saying? And it's kind of like, God is great, those sort of things. So, let's just listen, shall we?
Allahu Akbar.
I've been playing it a lot. It resonates. Now, don't get me wrong. The religion doesn't resonate. The religion to me is abhorrent. But all those dead desert dogma religions are abhorrent to me. They are propaganda, hypnosis, and evil indoctrination. Frazzly on my tongue. What's frazzling? Lamb chops are frazzling people. Lamb chops. So, without any further ado, with Allah, with the glory of Allah in the background, I don't have any adherents. I like the music. The idea is okay compared to that dull, droning Christian shit with a bunch of old fuckers, grey hair and wizened and fucking ugly as fuck, who can't sing, singing shit in a dull, non-atmospheric fucking church. No, it doesn't touch me in the slightest. I have the deepest of abhorrence to that. But when you watch the call to prayer in these Islamic countries, there's many, many young people. It's a whole way of life. And they have bands, and they have ceremonies, and they're celebrating, and they're joyous, and they're feeling it. Well, what have we got in Britain? What have we got in the West? Dull as fuck, empty, atmosphere, non-existence. I've been into 1,000 fucking churches. I've never ever sensed a single fucking atom of any godliness in them. Just empty, vacuous, cold, and fucking terrible. So, in comparison, I see the attraction to Islam, and this is why many people are converting. They feel a kinship to it. Now, when you look at how people celebrate, I lived in Africa for 3 years, and the Africans really knew how to glorify God, the Christian God, and celebrate and all that sort of stuff. And when they did that, their churches were full of joy and happiness and song and dancing. They could all fucking dance. Ever met an African that couldn't dance? No. I used to go to these churches every Sunday just because I loved the atmosphere. I loved watching them dance and be joyous, and they would, all the women have these beautiful, incredible, pure floral and white dresses. It's amazing. You know, these people, they came from the ghetto, the dusty ass ghetto, and yet they managed to don themselves with the purest of whitest of garments and beautiful floral dresses and everything like that. And they really had a good time. And I enjoyed watching them dancing and rejoicing and praising the Lord and all that. What's on the Awake and Brave menu tonight? Fucking lamb chops, people. That is the most incredible meal you could ever eat. Now I listen to all different sorts of music, Buddhist music, Indian music, sitar music, reggae music, Jim Reeves, Patsy Cline, Oasis, Beatles, 60s rock and roll, you name it. I love music. I appreciate music. I appreciate the range of these singers, the clarity, how they can hold a note forever. Unbelievable. And so if you have this 5 times a day, crying out over your towns and cities, praising God and calling you to prayer, calling you to unity, calling you to cohesion, calling you to something in common. We don't have that anymore, people. We simply don't have anything in common. We're all fragmented. We're all ripped apart. There's not a single one of us that sees eye to eye on anything in the West. And I'm absolute living testimony of this, because I've experienced it for the past 15 years. Not a single person have I met that's seen eye to eye. But if you go to these Islamic countries, they will absolutely tell you word for word exactly what they see and feel and express word for word. They're fanatical about it. That's powerful, people. And that's something that every person in the West needs to be terrified of, because they can't compete with that. And so when you've got a nation of people who have such deep and profound beliefs that are producing at such a rapid rate that are going to be taking over the world's population with the label, the ideology, the religion, Islam, Islamists. Within, some people say, you know, 2060, some people say 2035, 45, you know, there's, of course it's all a prediction. But one thing they're not saying is that it's not going to happen. They say it absolutely is going to happen. The proliferation of Islam is encroaching on the whole world. And I can see that these people, you know, call it what you want. You know, Islamic fundamentalists and this, that and the other, yeah. Christian fundamentalists, exactly the same. A bunch of fucking tyrants, a bunch of cunts. Every single fucking one of them believing in some bullshit. And they shed blood forever about it. And in the Old Testament, it's a godless fucking book. And this fucking demiurge, this evil demon is telling the chosen people to slaughter these and to slay them, and there's no end to it. There's simply no end to it. And there's so many instances of where God demands of the Jews to go into this nation and kill every man, woman, child and animal. Every child and animal. It's written in the Old Testament. It's fucking vile beyond measure. I've got no time for it whatsoever. I've got vastly more time for this. Because the only thing that I found abhorrent is that they say kill the Goyim. Same as the Jews, kill the Goyim. Kill the infidel. The Islamists say, kill them. Put them to the sword. Get them to convert or put them to the sword. And when you look around at the secular nations, with all of the trappings of evil, you can see it's riddled with the devil. Riddled with the devil. And not a single two people can see eye to eye. Something's wrong with this secular, with the Occident, with the West. And it's going to meet its demise very, very soon. Without any further ado, let me just dip that in the mashed potato and the gravy. Oh my. Oh my. Wow. I'm with that. Incredible. The world is changing, people. The world is changing. There is nothing that satiates my body more than the flesh of an animal. Allah! Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar!